Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Miscellaneous Monday, where today we're going to be looking at the Shinkalion Change the World Shinkalion Zero. That's according to Amazon Japan. That's... yeah. Hey, okay. So you can see, that is what it's called. So, anyways, before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below which the video or what else you'd like to see in the video. So onto the figure himself, and here we wow, already. Here we have him in his very nice looking at train mode, and this is definitely embarking the train mode of, I'm hoping I'm going to say this right, Shouki from Headmasters. And it looks really good, so let's take a quick look at the details. So you get the nice black for the windows outlined in silver. Get the nice blue trim going around the figure, along with some lines right there and there. And you get the nice silver top. So yeah, looks really good. I kind of wish that this train base sat a little bit more in, but it is not too terribly bad. And he does roll very smoothly, butter smooth, that is for certain. But anyways, for a real quick size comparison, here we have G2 Sideswipe. So you can see that it's a pretty decent-ish sized train. So there is that. Now, as far as his accessories, he comes with a plethora of accessories. He comes with the combiner foot / torso extension with a nice sticker, some nice blue right there. He gets 2 of these rubbery swords. So there's that. A combined mode fist. And a shin guard thing with a sticker. So now all this can store in the vehicle mode. So you want to start with the fist. Swing that black piece around if this would focus. Yeah. So you want to swing this black piece around. Then you want to bring in the shin guard, and it will just plug in right here. Bring in the foot. You want to use this lower slot and tab that in. And that is how this is going to store, which you're using this square port going into that square peg. So get this lined up, plug that in. And for the swords, they're just going to plug into these ports right there. I plug them in backwards because I find it best. It stays in the best. So, and there we go. There we have him with everything stored. And yeah, that just looks ridiculous. It's about as bad as Transformer storage. So, but anyways, let's go ahead and get down to transformation. So, just unpeg this whole section and set that off to the side. Take the swords, set those off to the side for right now. Next, you want to take this whole entire base and set that off to the side. I would like to see in whatever line comes next them to actually use this if they're going to continue with the triple combination. But anyways, so, and yes, these guys are, semi-parts formers. Does that suck? No, it really doesn't suck in my opinion. But anyways, there is these panels right here that you have to pop off. Pop those off. Next, you want to take the whole back of the train and pop that off. And they will re-plug into those square ports right there. And that will be your legs. So take these panels right here and double hinge them back. Double hinge those back. You want to unplug the arms and set them off to the side. Next, you're going to take this entire section, open it up, flip this up. You're also going to need to raise up the camera. Not you, me. Anyways. Next, you're going to go ahead and swing this entire section down and make sure it plugs in. Next, take this section, fold this all the way around until it sits not like this. Nope. You're wanting it sitting something like that. So that way when you bring this down, it does not interfere with the head and you get a nice clean gap. Go ahead and rotate around the head. Next, feet, go ahead and split them. I bring them out one click, bring them down, and swing them back on that ball joint. This one is very tight. Get them angled, swing it back, angle them, and now he has feet but no arms. So for the arms, you just unplug them. Make sure that the screws are facing backwards. So this is how you want it looking when plugging it in. So go ahead and plug in the arms, bring them down, rotate so elbows oriented properly. Do the same thing for this side. And finally, you're going to be utilizing, focus, the longer peg right here, plugging those into the shoulders at your desired angle. And there you go. There you have Shinkalion 0 or Shinkalion O in robot mode. And it looks really good, honestly. I really dig the robot mode for this one. So let's take a quick look at that face sculpt. And it looks really good. Honestly, it's almost chibi-fied in a sense. You get some nice green eyes with some gold eyeliner. Get some nice blue for under his chin and for his helmet. Get a little bit black up there to mimic, I guess, the front of the train. So, yeah, they did a really good job. And on the arms are stickers. So, and even on the inside of the thighs, or the shins are stickers. So, yeah, looks good. Get the nice blue toes. So, now, as far as articulation, the head is on a slight ball joint, so you can get up, you can get down a little bit, you get a little bit of side to side, you get full 360, if I can get a grasp on his head. So, arms, full 360, they can move in and out, you get over 90 degrees of elbow bend with the bicep rotation, you get a waist rotation, and I forgot to mention there is a sticker right in there as well. So, but legs move forward on a nice ratchet, back all about that far, full splits and then some, thigh rotation, you get 90 degrees of knee bend, and the feet on a ball joint hinge combo, so you can get all the way up, can't really get any downward or back, but the feet, they do have ankle tilt, rotation, and I chose the wrong foot to do this on. So, but yeah, you get some nice, decent articulation. Only thing that's missing is the wrist. So, but anyways, he can utilize most of his other accessories. You can do one of two things with this. You can just plug it onto the back and pray he doesn't fall, which, spoiler alert, he will. Or what I end up doing is utilizing this peg, just plugging it onto his arm as a giant cannon. So you can have that look going on. And for the swords, you can also store them on the sides of his legs if you so choose. Or you can, plug it onto his arms. You can have him dual wield the swords. But the cool thing is, if you plug them in sideways, you can have him Darth Maul it. And they even molded it in such that it completes the circle on it, and that is awesome, if you ask me. So, yeah, that is really cool. Now, unfortunately, I really wish that they found a way to store this, maybe have it, slot in, and without making him bag heavy. I mean, I guess you could make it out of a skateboard, sure. Hey, it's stable. But, anyways, for if he's going to stand, real quick size comparison. Here we have a G2 sideswipe, so you can see he's a pretty decent sized figure. So, yeah, overall, this is one of my favorites. He's not quite top 5, but he is very close in, beating it out. So, now if you've followed my other videos, you will know that these guys can form arms and legs in one combination or the torso. So I'm going to show you how to do the, let's do arms and legs. So we're going to set all his stuff off to the side for right now, and we're going to get started. So, arms and legs, first things first, you want to go ahead and remove the shoulder pads and set those off to the side. Take the arms, you got these pieces right here that you need to swing down before we fold them back up. So there we go. Next, just return the arms to their vehicle mode configuration. other than, these pieces needing to be out. Untab them, setting him off to the side. You want to straighten everything out. Focus. Come on. There we go. And there are some pegs and ports that these will plug in together. So get that all lined up. I like to make sure that these are straight. Nope. Okay. Come on, stay together. All right. So next you're going to grab your handpiece that still has the shin attached and slot this in. I'm going to go ahead and remove that. And depending on if he's going to be a left or right, depends on which way you rotate this. And this does not like to stay together. It'll stay together better whenever we plug him into the torso itself. So going to set that off to the side for right now. Next, you want to rip him in half. Set that back there. Return this piece back to its vehicle mode configuration. So rotate around the head. Get this piece flipped up and around. Then you want to go ahead and rotate all that back. Oop, flip this down, then this down. Next, you want to take this piece, bring it down, and then rotate it. That is where you would be plugging this in. And that allows it to stay together a lot more securely. And since I have him this arm, so there we go. And it's a simple swap. If you want him to be the other side, just go ahead and rotate that around. Then just rotate right there. So let's set that right back there. For the legs, you just go ahead and just basically put the feet back into their vehicle mode configuration. So just rotate them up and go ahead and just get these hinges to line up. So get this plugged in right there. There we go. And then we're going to bring in the foot, and this is going to drop into that square port right there. So drop that in, flip down the toe. You're going to take these pieces and you're going to be utilizing the shortest peg of them all, going into the side of the foot, along with this bar piece clipping in right there. And the pieces will end up plugging into each other as well. So I think I have this on the wrong side. Oh, sorry. Okay. Nope, that isn't. Still not right. What is going on here? Why aren't you wanting to line up? Come on. I know I'm doing this right. There we go. For some reason, just did not want to line up. Had me real confused for a minute. I know it's like, 1 o'clock in the morning, but... Okay. So, next you're going to take the side panels and you're going to double hinge them around and they will tab into the bottom of the foot. Get that tabbed in. Then take the shin guard and it will plug into those two ports right there. And there we go. We have him kind of all ready to go. So whoever whatever bot you have forming the torso, you would take one of the legs, you would plug it in here, and let me just show you real quick. So getting this unplugged, untab this. So let's say, I had another bot, wrong leg. So get this done. You're going to take it and you're going to leave it in this type of configuration. If I can hold on to it, it will plug into the arm in itself. Then this will rotate up and plug in, and that would be the full-on arm mode. And you'll just complete the one on the opposite side as well. So yeah, overall not too shabby of a configuration. So now I'm going to slide him back. We're going to have him back in robot mode so we can do the torso mode. So I'll be right back. All right, so here he is back in robot mode. So to get in his torso mode, you just want to go ahead and rip these shoulder pads off again, return the arms to their vehicle mode configuration, and pop those off. Next, you're going to 07 jazz him once again, just so that way you can also rip off his legs. Pretty much you're disassembling him as much as possible. So also split the crotch. So as we're going to bring in this section right here, you're going to flip back down the toe. You're going to go ahead and plug these in on the sides to widen out the crotch. Then the bot itself is going to plug in right there. So get this plugged in. And we're almost ready. So we're going to take one of these pieces and return it back to its vehicle mode look. bring in the arms, plug them back together, and pray that they actually stay together. And these will plug in right here on this piece, whatever you want to call it. Next, you're going to take the shin and arm pieces, and you're just going to go ahead and put them back into the vehicle mode configuration. And what's going to happen here is you got that bar piece right there that is going to slide into a port right there. So get that plugged in, then take the other side. And this is the way I found the easiest to do it. If yours, can slot in just fine the other way, great, more power to you. But, and for the legs, you want to do that transformation that I showed you. So just fold up the foot, get this panel out and ready to connect to someone. So get this, fold that up, come on. And there we go. There we have him all ready to go. So I have off to the side Dr. Yellow. So what we're going to do is rip off one arm, bring it down so you can see. We're going to unplug it so that way we can plug in this piece right here, plug that in, and that will just tab in. Next, you will just plug the shield back in. Forgive me. There we go. Get that plugged in, and there's that. Going to unplug his other arm so that way we can plug this in right here as well. Get that plugged in. All right. And we're going to just remove his legs because we need those. All right. So now we're just left with that. All right. So what's going to happen here is the arms are going to connect in just like normal. So get that plugged in. Get this plugged in. And the feet are going to plug in as well. So get this and get that. And stay extending. There we go. There we have Shinkalion Type 0 all combined up, and it looks really good. Now if you want to, he can utilize these. Otherwise, you'll simply just plug them onto the hips. So get this plugged in and get this plugged in. Now they are releasing a remold, repaint of Dr. Yellow for specifically this guy. And I am so hoping I get that for Christmas. But as far as articulation for the combined modes, you get the full 360 at the arms. Unfortunately, nothing out unless you utilize this joint right here, and even then it's not too terribly much. You still get the bicep rotation. You get 90 degrees of elbow bend, nothing at the wrists. You do get a waist joint, which is weird because you get it up here and down here. So take a pick. The head keeps the same articulation, and the legs keep the same amount of articulation as well, which is nice. So yeah, overall, if you're even remotely interested on this line, first and foremost, pick up Dr. Yellow. You will not regret it. Or the repaint remold of him coming out. Either one will be fantastic. If you're going to get the repaint remold of Dr. Yellow, get this guy. Because then you can have this type of combination. Because they also did change this one up, I believe, a little bit. So it can be used as a weapon. Which is nice, not one plugged onto the back. So, yeah, definitely will be looking forward to that if I get that for Christmas. So, fingers crossed. Hey, I gotta save some stuff for Christmas, guys. I'm sorry. But, anyways, I think that is about it. So, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more video reviews.